Hello, welcome to my channel. As we enter the beautiful wedding season starting in May, many of you might be looking for inspiration to create stunning wedding dresses. In this video, I am going to show you how to use lace texture to create a wedding dress in Clo 3D. So let's get it started. Before creating the wedding gown, I need to source lace fabrics. There are not many websites that offer free downloads for high-quality lace designs. However, you can check out the sites such as Freepik or Unsplash. In Connect clo-set, there are some free lace fabrics you can download, and also many are available for purchasing. The good thing about downloading the fabric from Connect is they already have transparent background and with normal and displacement maps created. If you are an experienced textile designer, you can definitely create from scratch. Or just simply take a picture of a lace fabric. There are 3 ways you can create lace texture in Clo 3D. For the first demonstration, I am using a lace photo I found online. I have uploaded a dress in 3D window. Select the fabric you want to add lace texture in Object Browser. Then go to Property Editor. Under Opacity Map, click on the 4 square icon to locate the lace photo, or simply drag the photo on the icon. This lace pattern has a black background. When importing the design to Opacity Map, the dark area will become transparent, and the white color area will stay. This is a fast way to create a lace texture look. However, you won't be able to add normal or displacement map to give the height to the texture. It will look more like a print. It's good to use this option when you want to have a quick look and see how the lace fabric works on your design. I will not recommend doing this way if you want to get a realistic texture in rendering. By the way, it doesn't have to be black and white. Any patterns with a dark color will become transparent. The next option is to import lace texture as a graphic. I took a screenshot with this lace neck trim. To be able to use it as a lace texture in Clo 3D, I need to remove the background. I have uploaded this file in Photoshop. As you can see, the lace trim it's not quite symmetrical in the picture. To fix this issue, I will crop the image in half and only work on half side in Photoshop. This way, I can mirror paste the lace graphic in Clo 3D later to make it symmetrical. When you look for lace pictures online, try to find the design with a dark background if it's a lighter color lace texture, or vice versa. It will make it easier to clean out the background in higher contrast color. First, use Remove Background function in Photoshop to get rid of majority of the background. Then, use Magic Wand tool. Choose Point Sample and set tolerance around 20 to 30. Click on the background color and hit Delete key to remove the colors you select. Because it's a white lace, so I will try to remove as much dark color as I can. When you delete the selected colors, if you lose too many lace details, just use Ctrl-Z or Command-Z to undo the step. Once I removed all the dark colors, go to bottom right window to add a hue and saturation adjustment layer. Adjust lightness toward white slightly. And export this lace and save it as PNG file. Back in Clo 3D, I am going to add this lace neck trim to the front bodice on this dress. Since I am working only half side of the lace trim, I will cut the front bodice pattern in half as well. Use internal polygon to create a center line. Right-click and choose Cut and Sew. Go to 2D window toolbar. Use Graphic tool to import the lace neck trim. Place it on the front bodice pattern and click. Use Edit Graphic tool to adjust the size and reposition the lace trim. Once the lace trim is in the correct position, I will trace the edge using internal polygon tool. This might take a while depending on how intricate your lace design is. If it's too hard to draw a curve line, just make a straight line first, then use Edit Curve tool to reshape it later. For this internal line, I need to make sure it's a continuous line without any breaking point. You can tell by the color of the point. If it's white, that means the internal lines are not connected. To fix the issue, I will select the points. Right-click and choose Joint Overlapping Points. You won't be able to use Cut and Sew function if the internal line is split. After fixing all the split section, remove unnecessary points and convert them to curve points. Right-click Pattern Outline and choose Lock. Then use Edit Pattern tool to select all the internal lines. Right-click and select Cut and Sew. Make sure to unlock Pattern Outline. Lower particle distance to get a nicer curve shape around the cut edges. Assign a new fabric to the lace trim pattern and slide opacity to 0. Right-click both center front segments and select Unfold Symmetric Editing with Sewing. Click Simulate and fix if there's sewing missing. Right-click on Lace Graphic and select Copy. Right-click again and choose Duplicate to Symmetric Pattern. And there, I have added the lace neck trim to the dress. I can change to different color. There are some area missing on the lace trim. To fix it, I have to go back to Photoshop or Illustrator and add the missing lines back. I am not going to do that for this demonstration, but you have an idea of how you can fix it. The last part is to get a more realistic texture by adding normal and displacement maps. If you are using the newest Clo 3D version, after the update, Clo added the auto generator function in Property Editor. Select the graphic from Object Browser. Then go down to Property Editor. Under Normal Map, click the Auto Generator icon, and it will automatically generate normal map for this lace texture. Use the same way to generate displacement map as well. Don't forget to enter amount to increase the height of the texture slightly. Let me show you how it looks in render. The last option is to import lace as texture. This is the same way like how you will normally add texture in Clo 3D. I am using this black lace fabric picture for the demonstration. Before importing to Clo, there are few steps need to be done. I have uploaded the lace picture in Photoshop. First, I need to crop the image into a seamless repeat. This is important when you are using repeating pattern, so the connection lines between each repeat square will not show on the garment. I am using the center of the flower circle as my repeating points. After cropping this pattern, it doesn't match very well on the sides. To fix it, go to Edit, Transform, and select Distort. Move the corner points to stretch the lace picture slightly and try to match the texture pattern as good as you can. Go to View and turn on Show Grid. It will help you to see the position better. Once I crop the lace into a seamless pattern, I will use Magic Wand to remove the background like what I have shown you in the previous example. In Clo 3D, I brought in a new dress on the avatar. Select the fabric from Object Browser. Go down to Property Editor. Under Basic Parameters, Texture, click the 4 squares icon to upload the PNG file. And the lace texture will be applied on the pattern pieces. Use Auto Generator to create normal and displacement maps. Enter the amount for displacement map. Use Edit Texture to adjust the size of the lace according to your preference. I like the current lace texture scale, so I will leave it as is. And this is how it looks like in render. If you are using the old version of Clo 3D and don't have the auto generator, you can still go to the normal map website to download normal and displacement maps. Watch my previous tutorial of how to create realistic fabric to learn how to create normal and displacement maps if you have never used it before. Here is a side-by-side comparison of the lace rendering. Both looks good. However, with normal map website, you have more options to adjust your normal and displacement maps. Now I have shown you the 3 ways to apply lace texture in Clo 3D. It's time to make the wedding dress. On the avatar, I have uploaded a basic woven fabric dress block. For the upper bodice, I am using stretch satin fabric. To make it more fitted, I will create 2 princess seams. Because I am going to apply 2 large lace trims in the center front later, I will move the princess seams closer to the sides to avoid breaking the lace design. When you adding style lines and have to cut and merge pattern pieces, it's always a good thing to check each segment length before sewing. Make sure both seams are the same length. This will help you keep your garment smooth in simulation. If you like to learn more about creating style lines, you can check out my previous tutorial. Now, the upper bodice is done. I am going to create a waistband and add length to the skirt. The base layer for this dress is done. The next thing I am going to add is a drape style peplum. To create a draping look, you can use tack tool or create internal lines and sew them together. Or use both tools to achieve the look. Here I will show you a quick demonstration. First, I will add a drape layer. Strengthen the pattern and increase the pressure to 1 to make this piece float a little. Turn on elastic to shrink the hem. Start adding internal lines and sew them together to create a fold. When simulate the garment, grab the folding area so the sewing will be from the inside of the garment. Repeat the same to create more fold. Use tack tool and see if it will help you get to the shape you like. It might take a while to adjust the shape to what you want. Play with it and see what works the best for you. Here is the final drape peplum for the wedding gown. Next, I am going to add a half-back train. This train will be sewn to the waistband under the peplum. To make it easier to attach this piece, I will temporarily deactivate peplum pattern and sewing and right-click again to hide 3D pattern. Now I have finished the train for the dress. Right-click the peplum, choose Activate, and show 3D pattern to bring it back to 3D window. When you simulate multiple layers, it's really easy to cause collision. To avoid that, I can select the peplum and change the layer to 1 in Property Editor. The piece will turn green in 3D window. Click Simulate. The peplum will be automatically moved to the top. Don't forget to change it back to layer 0 when you are done with simulation, because it will slow down your computer. Next step. I will start adding lace texture. Starting from the top bodice, I have imported a lace neck trim graphic that I already removed background and saved as PNG file. Since this trim will be symmetrical, I only need to work on half side first. I also split the center front bodice in half. Use internal polygon tool. I will start tracing the lace graphic outline. It would be hard to trace in one continuous internal line because it's a very intricate design. So I will break it in half. Like what I have mentioned in the previous demonstration. Make sure all the points are connected on each internal line. When finished tracing, select all internal lines, right-click and choose Cut and Sew. Simulate and make sure there's no error. Delete the other side of the front bodice. Select all the new patterns. Right-click and choose Symmetric Pattern with Sewing. Check and see if there's missing sewing lines. Click Simulate. Everything fits pretty well. Merge the center front seams. Go to 2D Window toolbar and select Edit Graphic Tool. Make a copy of the lace graphic and click again to create a duplicate. I made a mistake of using mirror paste to add the lace for the opposite side of the center front bodice. I ended up have to adjust the position manually. Choose Duplicate to Symmetric Pattern like what I have shown you previously. It will save you a lot of unnecessary steps. For the lace trim patterns, I am using the mesh tool fabric from Clo Fabric folder, which already comes with normal and displacement maps. Next, I will add the finishing details to the dress. For the underskirt, I am uploading a new lace design as texture, and use Auto Generator in Property Editor to add normal and displacement maps. Remember to do the same for lace graphic as well. To complete the wedding dress look, I need to have a veil. Using Tack tool to attach veil to avatar hair can be tricky. Instead doing that, I will create a full face cover. It's pretty simple. Turn your avatar to the side in 3D window. The side silhouette view of the avatar will appear in the 2D window. Use Polygon tool to trace the shape and generate one side of the cover. Then right-click and choose Symmetric Pattern for the other side. Connect the two pieces together and simulate. It fits well. Freeze the cover. And I am going to create a double layer veil and attach them to the cutout hole on the cover. For the front, I am making a pleated face cover and sew both sides to the cutout hole as well. There's no issues during simulation, so I will lower the opacity of the face cover to 0 and make it transparent. And the veil is finally done. To prepare for rendering, I will add the veil to the wedding dress. By the way, I downloaded this free bouquet OBJ from Free 3D website. I will attach the link in the description if you like to download it for your project. And here is the final render for this wedding dress. I also made 2 bridesmaid dresses to go with this wedding gown. Thank you for watching. I hope this video will inspire you to create some fabulous wedding dresses. Please leave your comments. And don't forget to click like and subscribe.